Stadium is the mode that Blizzard hopes will bring the fun factor longevity to Overwatch, just like Battlegrounds did for Hearthstone. They released a trailer and one of 4 upcoming blogs about Stadium, and they say Stadium is unlike anything you've ever played in Overwatch 2, and it will take everything you've got to come out on top. What is Stadium? Stadium is the new best of 7 multi-round way to play Overwatch 2, where 2 teams of 5 face off in magnificent arenas as they purchase upgraded items and powers to radically transform their heroes, all experienced through our new third-person camera. At launch, Stadium will feature 17 heroes, with more being added every season. At the start of each game, you'll choose the hero you want to play for the entire match, with 1 tank, 2 damage, 2 support comp. Following each round, you'll first upgrade your hero with powers, ability-changing modifiers that completely change how your hero is played. Then you'll spend Stadium Cash, a new scoring currency to purchase upgrades to your hero's kit in the Armory. With items and powers gained throughout the entire match, you'll be in control of your uniquely built hero throughout the entire game. We can see here, there's actually only 17 heroes in Stadium at launch. Overwatch 1 released with 21 heroes. This is less than that. We'll see how fast they start adding them in, but at the moment that roster seems a little scant. But you'd imagine that because they all have their own RPG skill trees and modifiers, each one takes a lot more work. Get your gear in the Armory. Before each round, you'll have a short amount of time to equip items and powers in the Armory while planning a strategy with your team. Here is where you'll spend Stadium Cash to buy items to buff your hero, but at the start of the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th rounds, you'll equip powers for free. Items are power-ups that can supplement a hero's weapon, abilities, or overall survivability. Items come in 3 rarities, common, rare, and epic, and while most can be equipped by every hero, some items will be exclusive for your specific hero. At any given time, you can equip up to 6 different items. When you need more cash or to free up a slot, you can sell your equipped items for their full value, then buy and equip new ones. Powers are transformative modifiers that grant unique passives, modifiers, or whole new abilities. Equipping the right powers together can create unique strategies that completely change how your hero is played, like Reinhardt sending lava across the arena with his Fire Strike, or Kiriko being able to clone herself and leaving opponents seeing double. Powers don't cost you Stadium Cash to equip, but once you equip a power, it cannot be removed, so plan carefully. If you don't know which items or powers to pick first, the game will suggest 2 different example builds for your hero. These will include recommended items and powers that focus a unique strategy or key part of your hero's gameplay kit. You can follow these or use them as a guide as you start coming up with your own innovative builds. We'll be detailing more on items and powers, as well as key strategies for planning your hero build in an upcoming blog. Here we've got the Armory for Genji. We can either focus on attack speed and weapon power or ability power. And because this is the example build, some of the, perks, or in this mode it's called powers, are duplicated, like the dash that heals him is in either setting. So it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of freedom on what you're allowed to pick, at least in this early version of the game. At the start of each game, you'll begin with 3,500 Stadium Cash, and you'll earn more as you progress through the match. The better your performance, the more Stadium Cash you'll earn. If you find that your team is falling behind, bounties can appear for opponents who are threats to your team. Eliminating a bounty target will grant you a portion of that bounty based on how much you contributed to the elimination of that opponent. The more Stadium Cash you have, the more versatile your selection of powerful items will be. Battle in arenas around the world. Stadium offers 9 different maps using Control, Push, or Clash core game modes, but with special rules in each. Some maps will be familiar destinations, while others will be brand new arenas to brawl in. Over time, more maps and game modes will be added to Stadium, keeping how and where you play fresh. Now, from what I've seen of Stadium so far, the engagement distances are so close, the map is a little irrelevant. Like, regardless of what they make the map, everything is so close range that it adds minimal flavor. It's intentionally very brawly, the max brawly mode you've ever seen. Like, if you think if they made Clash a mode that was too brawly to even be competitive, they took it out of rotation, but then made MOBA gameplay that suited it better. That's what it looks like to me. So I'm not saying that's necessarily a downside, but they're bigging up the maps and the variety here when you play like a small sliver of them anyway. You're not really going to utilize most of the map the way you do in normal Overwatch, but that can be okay. Clash will use 3 objective points and will play until the team wins 2 of those objective points. Control will play 1 round, and the capture progress is faster. Push will be played on new and modified maps on smaller scale with about half of the distance to push your barricade in comparison to the full game mode. Next, a whole new perspective. Stadium is a complex game mode, and you'll need to be able to know what is going on around you. There may be times when lava will spray across the walkways, multiple biotic orbs will fly across the area, or a giant death ray from orbit will come crashing down on you from behind. This is why Stadium, by default, uses third-person perspective view as you play. You'll have the ability to tune and adjust your viewing experience in the new Stadium settings in your game options, including adjusting your field of view, using special UI to show you when you're reloading or when your line of sight is blocked, and more. Or if you prefer, you can always switch back to the traditional first-person view. The major advantage to that is that, especially on characters that are either having scoping mechanics, which have to go into first person anyway, or the characters that are most aim reliant, you might feel it easier to control the more intimate you are with your crosshair. Because as they say here, once you get into third person, you have to sort of think of objects that are in front of your character, blocking your line of sight, that you don't necessarily see because your camera is behind your player model. So it's an entirely different aiming style, but when everything's more brawly and closer together, most characters benefit from third person, and you're gonna want it on most characters for sure. Stadium uses its own unique competitive ranking system separate from competitive play. Due to the addition of new heroes, abilities, powers, and balance changes, at the start of every season, ranks will be reset with everyone starting at the bottom in Rookie League. You will climb up to higher divisions and leagues as you win games of Stadium. Each league will be more difficult as the risk of losing progress increases. Now, they don't go into depth here, and I don't know the answer to this, but I think this might be an emulation of the rather uncompetitive Marvel Rivals competitive system. They have toyed up and down all over the place of making ranks be all about your actual SR, as in your MMR or ELO rating. I'm not so sure that they're saying the ranks are your SR matchmaking rating. It almost sounds like it's a casual grind-based system. I could be wrong, but it would make sense for Stadium, which is intentionally casual and wacky, to have a less serious competitive matchmaker, which is something that Overwatch really has never known how to handle. And what Marvel Rivals does is just kind of drop the competitive integrity quite a bit, where the ranks are naturally inflationary and play into the psychology of players wanting to earn and progress even if they're not actually getting better. And I will admit that does make sense on a less competitive mode. It'll still be very competitive, but it's not necessarily expected to be as serious as the main esport format. But it might evolve to be if it's more fun. We'll see. Stadium will feature unique and exclusive rewards from competitive play, including all new epic skins for select heroes every season by climbing to the elite rank for each role. You'll also earn competitive points to unlock weapon variants. To celebrate the launch of Stadium in Season 16, compete in the inaugural season to earn the all-exclusive All-Stars Juno epic skin when you reach the All-Star League in any role. There's even more to learn about Stadium's ranked mode, and we'll cover that in a future blog later this week. Until then, shoot for the stars and prove you're the ultimate competitor in the Stadium. So it sounds like there is a week long of blog posts, and Stadium goes live April 22nd, which is next week. We'll have plenty more to cover then. And if you're excited to see the next chapter of Overwatch 2, be sure to leave the video with a like, and don't forget to click subscribe and the bell icon to actually get notified on upcoming videos. I've been Frito. I'll see you guys next time.